Hi, I'm Steve Younis from SupermanHomepage.com. Welcome to episode 7 of the My Adventures with Superman podcast, covering the 8th episode of season 1 of the animated series, titled 0 Day Part 1. In this episode, the cells housing the villains captured by Task Force X open up, and as the criminals exit their cells, the electronic bands around their necks sizzle with electricity, bringing them to their knees. The General, Amanda Waller, and Slade Wilson walk in, accompanied by Dr. Ivo, aka Parasite. The criminals are being relocated. Clark wakes up hearing voices. His newly acquired super hearing allows him to hear the cries for help from people all over Metropolis. He zips around the city, saving people and helping everywhere he can, non-stop. Jimmy arrives back from his time away visiting his mother to find that his Flamebird channel now has over 1 million followers due to Superman's spree of rescues. Superman flies in, so happy to see Jimmy, and tells him about his super hearing. It's obvious to Jimmy that Clark hasn't slept in days, but having heard the General's voice using his super hearing, and knowing he is planning something big, Superman doesn't feel he can rest until he stops whatever the General has planned. Lois arrives at the Daily Planet and walks in on a room filled with flowers. They're from Clark, celebrating their 1-week anniversary together. Overjoyed, Lois is still concerned about the image of an evil Superman projected by the globe Mixus-Pitalik showed her. Lois's concerns are quickly put to one side as Perry has a new assignment for her. She is to accompany Vicky Vale on a new writing assignment. Lois is ecstatic. Vicky is her idol. Perry is hoping Vale will leave the Gotham Gazette and join the Daily Planet. All Lois and Jimmy have to do is help her with her expose on Superman. Disturbed by Vicky's desire to write a scathing report on Superman, Lois and Jimmy introduce her to the people of Metropolis who were saved by Superman and only have great things to say about him. Concerned, Lois and Jimmy secretly meet with Superman, who tells them that the General is trying to find Kyle, aka Mist, who managed to escape when Task Force X captured his sister Siobhan. People have been reporting an invisible man, and Superman flies off to find him, much to the concern of Lois and Jimmy, who are worried he's burning himself out. Nearly running on empty, Superman struggles in his search to find Mist, causing some damage, scaring the people of Metropolis. Vicky interviews Dr. Ivo's assistant Alex, who has nothing but horrible things to say about Superman. It's exactly what Vicky is after. What Alex says has Lois wondering if what he says about Superman could be true. Finally catching up with Kyle, Superman offers to help him free his sister and friend from Task Force X. As they arrive at the facility they were being held in, a plane flies off with the detainees. Superman flies up to free the occupants, but the villains emerge to fight him. Silver Banshee, Roughhouse, Livewire, Heatwave, and Parasite all attack at the same time. Superman is no match for them all, and even though he fights back valiantly and takes all of them out, Parasite latches onto him, draining his powers. When Ivo doesn't listen to the General's order to stand down, the electronic neck brace stops Parasite cold. At the Daily Planet, seeing that Vicky Vale has used the Daily Planet staff to simply give herself a promotion at the Gotham Gazette by publishing her negative report on Metropolis' Superman, Lois and Jimmy run to the park where the fight was taking place, only to see the military plane fly off, with Superman inside. To be continued. So I gave this episode a 5 out of 5 rating. I love Clark's reaction to discovering he has super hearing. It makes sense that he'd have a hard time turning it off or ignoring all the cries for help he'd be able to hear. It's something he'll have to become accustomed to. Burning himself out trying to help as many people as he can 24 hours a day just isn't sustainable, not even for a Superman. It's really well handled. The fact that his exhaustion plays into the hands of people who are trying to sow seeds of mistrust just makes matters worse. The introduction of Vicky Vale as Lois Lane's idol is intriguing. They say, never meet your heroes, and Lois finds out why. I think her estimation of who Vicky is has been brought down a few notches after this. It seems nobody in journalism is a very nice person. From Kat Grant and the senior reporters at the Daily Planet to Vicky Vale at the Gotham Gazette, nobody is proving to have much integrity beyond Perry White and now the 3 interns. Seeing all the villains fighting together in a very Suicide Squad collaboration was epic. The fight with Superman was brutal. I love that he gets a power-up at times when he seems down and out for the count. He keeps surprising the villains and himself with just how resilient he is. Lois having doubts is understandable. She's fighting the mistrust with every fibre of her being, but it's becoming hard to ignore the signs, or what she perceives as signs, that Superman might be a threat, even though she knows in her heart that he's a good person. I have a feeling it won't be long until we learn for certain that the General is indeed General Sam Lane, her father, whom she's mentioned in passing a few times already this season. Zero Day Part 1 is another brilliant episode that just keeps building on the awesomeness that is My Adventures with Superman. I'm Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com.